Coming at you from the OLR podcast studio.
It's really more of a basement.
Coming to you from the OLR basement studio.
But it's still a podcast.
Coming to you from the podcast basement studio.
Yeah, but you still need to say OLR.
Coming to you from the OLR podcast basement studio.
Oh, that's way too many words.
Coming at you.
That's not enough. You still need to say OLR.
Let's just start. It's OLR. It's cold, DK. You gonna put your headphones in, or yeah, yeah. Oh, that's why you didn't know. I get it now. You didn't have your headphones in. You didn't hear the music. That's what you didn't get.
The second half of this act is on the microphone, ready to record One Lane Road podcast, baby. No matter how hard I tried, I'll never sound like the great American philosopher Christopher Wallace, otherwise known as the Notorious B.I.G. Baby. Did it sound like he did it? As much as I do good impressions.
He's got a lot of, it's something about a big guy. You know, he's got a lot of gas tank to get that out there.
But I'm not a small guy.
Yeah.
You seen me?
Christopher Wallace was a big unit.
Big old. They call him Biggie. Biggie Smalls.
They did. Big boy. He's a big guy. Had a lot of voice.
If we were...
had a lot of gas tank for that voice. It's cold in here. I'm just going to tell you, it's cold in here. You know, it's... Let me see what day it is.
Here's the thing.
It's April 21st.
You know, I gripe every year when spring hits. I'm like, man, we never get enough spring. We never get enough fall. I didn't know when spring hit. Most of the time when we hit spring for a couple of weeks, and bam, it's 95 degrees just like that. No, this went backwards this year.
We had spring, and now it's winter again.
My poor old Granny Janice is putting blankets on her flowers.
I saw that.
I was up there this evening.
I went past. She still had them on there this morning. You know, there's that's a weird area down there. You know,
well, it's a beautiful area.
It is. You know, the old school building is being painted. They put garage doors on it, and they're moving into it.
Dude, I want to see it so bad. So
I want to see what's inside of it now.
I do too. I absolutely do. And they're friends with friends of mine. It's Indoor Springs. I've met the lady that lives there. I've not met her husband yet. She came to a basketball game, and I was introduced to her. They're from Michigan. So a few years ago, initially, we were coming back from an AAU game in Portland or White House. And I looked, and I went, so we'll go down to old Rick's. And I said, I don't know, man. My mind might be...
I might be losing it.
I might be seeing things, but I could have swore I saw somebody packing a refrigerator into there. He said, yeah, they're living there. Somebody's living there. Well, that didn't last long. But these people...
I felt like this was the second bunch of people that lived there, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So they've took that garage, they've got big garage doors on the side, and they were painting it. It looks tremendous.
Looks really good.
Yeah, I just want to see it. And I told some of those neighbors that know him, I was like, I just want to go in.
Yeah.
I just want to go in and see what's up. And they're like, well, come down here sometime and we'll ride down there. But I don't know. Like, how awesome would that be? Like, I wouldn't want to pay the electric bill. But, like, think about how stressed you get at Thanksgiving and Christmas time when you got a big family.
But you go in there and you have an entire lunchroom.
It's
like, hey, where are we going to eat at? Well, the lunchroom, obviously. We're eating in the lunchroom.
Then when Aunt Susie is taking too long in the bathroom, guess what? You go to
the other one.
You got a boys and girls, and it's got multiple stalls, urinals.
Yeah. Hey,
there's never a problem.
Grandpa's locked up on that toilet over there. What am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to stand in the urinal beside of him while he's locked up in it.
What a
probably best idea ever.
It's amazing. And guess what? Like, you're just sitting around on a Friday night. It's like, there's nothing to do here. Like, do you want to go play volleyball in the gym? Is the net still up?
Do you want to play basketball? What's up right now? Is the net up in the middle of the court right now?
There's those old wooden backboards.
Which one is up right now? I just can't remember.
What a problem to have.
I love it.
How about a backyard?
All of it.
There's a goddamn jungle gym in their backyard already. Go let the grandkids come play.
Let's go slide.
What a place.
I love it.
Why didn't I play? Why didn't I move there?
Who knew it was an option?
I didn't.
I didn't know it was an option.
Do it.
You know, the only place it'd be any better would be maybe like an old fire hall that had a pole. It would be cool for a little bit. You know, I was thinking like it's got a second story and you could slide down the pole from the second story.
Well, here's the deal, Lucas. We're married with kids now. I don't think anything about a pole. In our 20s, when we used to live on West 3rd Street, I think a pole would have been a pretty exciting thing to have.
It'd have been fun.
Thursday night, tell me a pole would have been fun to have.
it'd have been exciting.
Come
right?
home from the Cotton Eye Joe. What do you need?
A pole.
A pole.
You know, at 36, what's probably not as important? A pole.
I fell off the porch. My ankle's not been right for 5 weeks.
That's been a while. You had
imagine,
issues.
You know, I'm
I'm gonna fall. You know what? I probably need that jungle gym. Probably be more my speed at 36.
Pole. Now I'm just thinking about the possibilities we could have had at 1 a.m. on a pole.
We should have moved into a fire hall in our 20s and a school building in our 30s.
We could have moved me, you, Cucumber Brent.
Realistically, everybody that we knew that lived in Cookeville could have lived with us in our school building.
Clint.
Could have been.
AJ and Brad was a possibility. So unlimited possibilities of guys that could have hung
We could have
with us.
put bunk beds in.
You know what the bunk beds are good for? So much more room for activities. I don't know, man. I think we missed a pretty good opportunity back then.
I wonder how they had the vision to do it. You know, there's not a lot of people that move into school buildings. I wouldn't think.
I'd say they watched. They probably
there's a show.
There's an HGTV show
where somebody moved into.
Has to be.
And they said, "Good idea. Let's find one."
Because these guys are real visionaries. If not,
and and they've come from Michigan to North Springs to find one that was purchasable.
I mean, it just amazes me. Brandon Gregory said the other day that they got their house sold to a couple from California.
How'd they wind up?
They were looking for a house in Knoxville and settled on Lafayette.
Close enough.
Close enough. Just down the road, basically.
Yeah. Oh, how far away? 3 hours or so.
You know, just a stone's throw, baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It just amazes me when people come, you know, like when I was out in my driveway that day and old dude come up and he's like, well, my daughter moved to Lebanon. We're trying to find a little place closer to her. Oh, yeah, where are you from? Franklin. They're from Franklin.
That's just my opinion. Seems like Franklin's closer to Lebanon than North Springs.
You know.
But
it's probably not, though, really. Lebanon's about an hour and maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, Franklin's probably an hour. You know,
right?
Which is also less distance than an hour and 20 minutes.
And it's interstate driving. Probably distance wise, it's probably is closer. It's just a lot of back roads and whatnot.
Well, I mean, they're old.
What else has went on down in Jackson County lately?
North Springs is wild, man.
It is
North
wild.
Springs is wild.
Y'all wilding out down in North Springs.
Well, some are.
Yeah.
You know, some are.
Some more than others, right?
We got some characters down there. Some characters I haven't met. Some characters that I like.
Hey, where would where do you like to eat in North Spring?
Well, there's not a lot of options.
There ain't much.
If you're hungry on a Saturday night, you go to the Dairy Burger in Herman Springs. You'll go over to Gainesboro. You got the Bull and Thistle. Mm-hmm. You've got
that's an expensive option.
You go to 12 Degree Tavern, which is damn near as expensive.
Or you go to Dairy Queen and you get there Friday and you get it Saturday.
Yeah, right. You know, that's just ice cream.
Not a lot of options.
Not a lot of options. And I agree. And Red Bull and Springs has nothing. Lafayette's a little farther than man might want to go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so just to say, suffice it to say, hypothetically, had a long day last Saturday. Wasn't in the best mood, right? Just had one of those days, as the kids say.
Uh-huh.
Went to play AAU basketball in Sparta.
Uh-huh.
My son gets his lip knocked silly.
Hammered.
Just gets about a minute before halftime in the second quarter, which is actually, you know, the quarter you go into halftime at, if you didn't know.
I didn't.
You know, I just thought that was I didn't really need. There was no reason for me to say second quarter when I said right before halftime.
I like how you come back around and made a point to make us know.
Just to make you know that I didn't need to say it twice. Really, because most people that know sports know halftime actually happens in the second quarter.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway, he gets his lip. He's guarding this kid. And he's already got 2 fouls.
Uh-huh.
The kid lowers his head and headbutts Waylon, and Waylon just looks up and he's like motioning to come out of the game. He's spitting up blood.
Oof.
So I go over to the guys running the tournament, and I said, "Hey, coach, you got any trainers on staff?" He's like, "My only trainer I've got just went to the middle school." And I said, "Okay." Well, he's like, "Well, come with me. You can get some gauze, and we'll get him up." And I looked at the referee and I said, "That was a foul on him, by the way."
Yeah.
I said, "So maybe You know, and that was his third foul, which means he's got to play careful in the second half. Just because you guys, like every other referee from elementary to the NBA, don't know how to call that. Right. I was like, you do realize when the offensive player leans into the defensive player, that's actually not the defensive player's fault.
Right.
Because I don't care how many times Dwayne Wade does it, and you think it's cool. Okay. When a player leads his head in with into the defender and headbutts him like it's Chris Benoit or Bam Bam Bigelow.
That's the offensive player's foul.
And my kid comes up with a bloody mouth. It don't matter if it's actually biologically my kid or just any other kid on my team. I'm pissed off now. Yeah. Then I come back to the bench and I told my other coach, I said, I told them this. He goes, oh, you told Bo that? I said, I know he's a really nice guy. Yeah. So then I said, you know what? He's a nice guy.
He put himself in the position of being a ref, though.
He did, but he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to apologize to him. When he comes back to this end of the court, I'm going to say, hey, man, that's probably a little harsh on you. I get it. It's one call. I've been a referee before, and it sucks.
Right.
So this cat goes out and makes a terrible call.
On the other end.
Then he gets close enough, and he makes a third bad call. I said, Bo, I was going to apologize to you. I said, but you're a terrible referee. I said, you might be the nicest guy we see on a year-to-year basis. I said, today, terrible referee. Right. I said, I'm not going to apologize for my little outburst at halftime.
There you go.
Let's proceed.
Hey, I want to go back. I want to back up in your story. I think of gauze to wrap something up. How you going to wrap his mouth? How'd you wrap his mouth?
Well, he put it in his mouth. He just stuck it in there.
Oh, see, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
You can wad it up and put it in there, I guess.
So, but you don't
have to wrap it.
We play a second game. Well, I'm sorry. I said wrap it, didn't I?
No, I think it just occurred to me in my head.
Okay. Well, so that was our 3:00 game. We played again at 6. Lindsay didn't go because it's like hell on wheels to take the two little kids to a basketball game. So we sent her a FaceTime, or we FaceTimed her, and she goes, "Oh, you need to go to the emergency room, probably get that stitched." And I said, "Yeah, a couple other moms said that." And no, I'm sorry. We texted her and told her what happened. Then we FaceTimed her. So she tells me, she texted me, said, "That's ridiculous. I should have came up here and I could have took him." And I said, "You probably need to take him." And she said, "You need to take him." I said, "No, I'm not taking him, Lindsay. We'll see afterwards what it looks like." Plays the 6:00 game, fine. All the moms gather around and say, "Oh, that's bad. Yeah. You might want to take him to get stitches. He's going to need stitches." He had stitches a couple years ago, same little spot. Well, I don't know any better, right? 6:00 game is over at 6:45. Everything at Sparta's closed. Then you're looking at an emergency room visit. Emergency room visits are never. So that's when Lindsay goes completely crazy on me and says, "Oh, well, you know what? I should have came. Because I could have took him." And
it'd already been over.
You act like you couldn't take him. And I said, the game was over at 4. The next game was at 6. You mean to tell me you could get him into a fast-paced clinic at 4:00 and have him back at the game at 6?
Yeah.
I said, but you didn't find out about it until 3:48. So stop acting like you could have been here.
Right.
Well, she goes, "No, but you could have took him." I said, so what happens when we get over to fast pace and I'm stuck there? Oh, and all of a sudden it's 6:00, but am I supposed to leave my kid there who's still waiting to get stitched to go coach my own team at 6:00? Lindsay, can we just get off my butt?
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can here.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to take him to the emergency room. Just don't look at the bill when it comes in. How about that? And I'll pay it, and you won't ever know the difference. So we get there, and they tease us. When we walk right in, and they said, "Oh, something simple like this, we're going to get you right in." I was like, "Hallelujah, praise the Lord."
Here we go.
We were there
2 hours
10 minutes when they told us that. About that time, an ambulance comes in. They said, "Oh, an ambulance came in. They got your room." An hour later, after waiting, me and the doc, we're cutting it up a little bit. A real nice guy. And the nurse comes in. She goes, "Good news. It's not deep enough to get stitches." I said,
"You feel like that's good news, do you?" After I've sat here this long and I've fought about it. I've already fought about it. So you think it's good news that we're not getting stitches, but you're wrong right now.
Yeah. I said, tell you what, unless the next good news you have is going to tell me that I don't have to pay this ER bill because you really didn't do anything. Yeah. We sat in your lobby and you cleaned his bed off, but really didn't do anything. Otherwise, I kind of want to punch his kid in the mouth so you can stitch him up.
Put that stitch up. Yeah.
She goes, so we get home and I tell my wife, I said, "Unless you need me, so I've got a major headache. I'm a little in a mood."
Yeah. Don't mess with me.
I said, "Do you need help with the little boys?" She goes, "No." I said, "Then I don't want anybody to talk to me. I'm going to bed and I need to sleep.
Yeah.
I need to sleep like a husband, not sleep like a baby because my babies don't sleep.
Right.
So I need to sleep like a husband tonight." And she goes, "Yeah, go ahead. God knows I don't need a night's sleep." I said, "I understand, honey, and I apologize.
But I'm just saying, asked you.
I'm a little on the rag right now. And let me go to sleep." She goes, "Okay, love you. Good night. Thank you." I went to a pitch black room. That's at 9:30.
Right.
As soon as I walked through the door of the emergency room. 11:30, she comes in. Dustin, get up.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am. What's up? There's somebody over on Hunting Creek, and it's a big loud truck. It's been pacing up down the road. It's been idling.
Echoes up, and what people on the road don't always understand is everything that happens down there in that little alcove echoes right up into your house. All those sounds come up there.
All of them.
Every one of them.
And then I have 2 dogs.
Crickets sneezing down there on the road comes right up to the house.
And
the dogs go crazy.
The crickets. Never heard the crickets. Let me tell you something. Coyotes was acting. I went out there on the porch. My dog, both of them. The 2 big dogs and 1 little dog thinks he's big. Coyotes howling. This stupid truck.
Loud as it can be.
And it takes me a minute. Like if you're trying to rob me, you got a minute.
Yeah, right.
Because I
ain't jumping right into it.
Problem is, I was sitting there in nothing but my Hanes boxer briefs.
Right.
If you were curious on whether I was a boxer or brief man, I'm actually a combination of the both.
I wasn't
boxer brief.
I wasn't curious. I've seen before, so I
got you.
I knew.
Well, I hadn't changed.
Okay,
same thing. So I'm like, well, hold on a minute. So I go to the bathroom, give me a pair of blue jeans to slip on. I've got my glasses on because my eyes were hurting. So here I'm going to put my contacts. She goes, "What are you doing?" I said, look here. Put my contacts in. Because I ain't going down there looking like a nerd fixing to shoot somebody.
If I'm getting arrested tonight, I'm going to.
My mugshot's going to look good.
I'm going to have a little bit of mugshot.
So I put a little product in my hair.
Yeah, get my glow up on.
Because they won't let you have a hat in your mugshot. So finally she goes, "Are you ever going to go down there?" I said, "Yeah, just give me." I said,
5 more minutes.
Let me get my pistol. You're not taking your pistol down there. I'm going with you.
Right.
If you take your pistol down there, I'm going with you. And I said,
"What sense does that make?"
I said, "So there's a potentially dangerous person at the bottom of our driveway,
and we're going to leave.
And we're going to leave our 3 children at home. So you can ride with me, who's not protected enough because I got my pistol."
Right.
I said, let's just look. I know Salina don't pump out a lot of well-educated folks, okay? There's a few of you. Don't get mad for the ones that ain't. You know
right.
the truth about yourself over there. Come on, River Rats. I'm kidding. But
not.
But really, as the kids say, I think they say, but really? Anyway. So I got my boots on, got my jeans on, got my contacts out, in. One of them prepositions. And so she goes, "You're leaving that gun here because if you ain't really stopping to mess with somebody, you're not taking the gun." I said, "Okay, fair enough." So I get the keys and I go to my building and I get my other pistol.
Yeah, why not?
And I go, take my dog. Not my young dog, because my old dog ain't about that life. She just lays there and howls, So I leave her at the building. Take my little dog. Well, about that time, the truck takes off, giving it hell. Oh, yeah, all of it. Loud muffler guy, that we hated
hard to follow
8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I'm running down the driveway.
Yeah.
He said, "What are you doing?" I run down the driveway so I get enough of a look at it.
To see what it is.
So I drive about a mile up the road and I see the truck.
Yep.
That I think it is because it's running and it's idling and it's loud and its headlights are on. So I stop because I know the person that lives here and I like the guy. I like his wife. And I say, "Hey, whose truck is that?" "Hey, man, that's mine. It's a buddy of mine's, actually. I'm driving it." And I said, "Were you just on Hunting Creek?" Somebody was just raising hell on Hunting Creek. He said, "Dude, I'm sorry. I was out. I've had a long night. I was eating me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich."
Sounds like a lie. Let's make
Yeah.
That sounds like I had 3.5 seconds to make something up. And I come up with I was driving around eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Peanut butter and jelly. I love peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But when's the last time you've had one in a vehicle?
Did you make it? Did you make it in the vehicle? Did you bring it with you? Well, it's 12. It's 11:30. How did it get in there?
I've ate peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I've ate them late.
It's been 2 different. Well, in my vehicle even, it's been 2 different variations.
Okay.
It's either been on like one I wrapped at work.
Right.
I took to work. I didn't eat it during the day. I'm working. I'm going home. I'm like, oh shoot,
peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I still got it in my lunchbox here. So I take it out and I eat it on the way home at 4:30 in the evening.
Right.
Or I have a Crustable. Crustables, man, they're not worth the money, but damn, they're good.
They are.
Like I can't make myself
even
pay the
frozen. Like frozen.
Talk to me. Yeah. So I said, man, listen, I don't give a damn what you were eating.
Right.
I am very, very comforted pulling in this driveway and knowing it was you.
Right.
Because I like you and I trust you.
Yeah, it's all this situation's almost over.
It's over.
Yeah, because it's you.
And he says, "Dude, I'm serious. Like I was eating peanut butter and jelly sandwich." He proceeds to walk over to the truck, pulls out a Sam size family size of peanut butter with jelly, the squeeze jelly, which is clutch pretty sometimes. You know, I'm not a fan of the squeeze,
right?
Because it gets down to the, it's just I'd rather just scoop it out.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, I said, God dang, kid, I said, you got any bread in there? I'm asking for a slice at this point. By God, you're gonna get me up at 11:45.
Here's the thing:
give me some.
You telling me that you were out at 11:30 having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? At 9:30, I was in bed. I was asleep. Now I'm out, and I can't think of anything now that the whole situation is over, except for the fact that I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yeah. What do you got for me?
Yeah.
What you got for me?
And he's like, dude, I hate to bother you. I'll let you get on home. And I said, shit, no.
What's going on now?
What are we talking about?
I'm up.
You have a spoon? Because your hands are a little greasy.
Yeah.
If you got a spoon and two clean pieces of bread, holler at me.
I'm fixing my own damn sandwich.
You know, I don't want your hands on it.
Don't put them in there.
Don't do it.
I don't want you to.
But I didn't. Yeah. I didn't eat it.
Right.
Because I don't think he had a spoon. Because he was squeezed. I don't know how he got the peanut butter out.
That's what I was about to ask. How to get the peanut butter?
Did he have one spoon? Then he
probably
threw it out? I don't know.
That's what I do. I'll get all my peanut butter out, and then I'll stick the spoon in my mouth, and then I either put that in the sink or throw it away.
Here's the thing, though. I was at Patty's one night many years ago, and I saw a girl about to leave with her husband, boyfriend, whatever they was. She was a sober driver,
right?
But like a lot of people who end up being sober drivers, they forget they're sober drivers, and they get hammered drunk. Front row to Leonard Skinner concert, you know,
free bird.
And she's just going in there, index finger deep on that peanut butter, going, all the germs, all that, just eating it up like a crackhead. All the peanut butter. You know, you can't.
You got to think about that too. Whenever there's a stranger, not a stranger, but even your buddy, is sitting there and he's had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and there's no evidence of a spoon anywhere. You got to look in there and see what the peanut butter trail looks like, because you can look at a peanut butter trail and tell what made the trail. Right? Is it a single wide? Is it finger wide? Is it scooped? Is there little lines in it like it's been raked by a knife? You know what? How'd they get the peanut butter out? Got to look. Before you take somebody else's peanut butter, you need to look.
You better believe I ate a snack cake when I got home.
I guarantee it.
Lindsay said, so I guess.
She said everything was fine?
Everything was fine. You've been gone an hour. I said, everything's good.
As a matter of fact.
I need a snack cake.
As a matter of fact, everything was fine. I got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that I'm not going to eat. And I'm going to eat a snack cake now.
I do have a perfect.
And I'm going to go back to sleep.
I have a perfect segue to that. And it's not exciting, and this may be the most boring segment we've ever had on the podcast.
I doubt it. We've had some boring ones.
We've had some bad guests. I mean, not that we're absolutely Martin burning entertainment all the time, but we've had some terrible guests too.
Yeah.
We had a guest one time. It was so bad that you were lighting paper on fire.
I was what most people don't know is we keep a candle in here about all the time
because we're feminine as all hell. Really.
And I like to play with the candles. And when I can't pay attention much anymore, I'll start playing with the candle. And I had gotten to the point where I started ready to eat the wax because I was like 3 years old again. I was ready to eat the wax because he was so bad.
It was a pretty brutal. It was very.
He didn't want to quit either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, happy to hear our guests, but boy,
you never know what you're going to get with them,
And sometimes they feel the same way about us.
And I'm sure they went,
bad.
They're not good at this. And sometimes, in their defense, sometimes we're not.
We are now.
Sometimes.
I think our interviews now are fine.
They're fine.
I think back in the day they weren't.
And probably they're fine. Probably those guests were fine. Sometimes.
That one wasn't. That was like nails on the
chalkboard. Made me want to eat wax. That's all I'm saying.
So I saw a graphic the other day on Twitter. Probably it's where I get most of our graphics. If you have to keep 3 snack cakes, and I'm a fat boy for life, right?
I just had a cherry pie a while ago.
That's like 1,000 calories.
It was. Hey, this was a small square one. This one wasn't a full size pie.
That's some bullshit one though.
Camden gets these. We go over here to Red Bull to get groceries.
Yeah, me too.
And they've got these they make them. They put them together in a store. It's like they call it a lunchbox. So it'll have a little sandwich, little Hawaiian.
They put them together in a store.
Kink's Hawaiian sandwich in there. It's got ham and cheese on it. They'll put them a drink in there of some sort. They'll put a little a bag of chips or, Cheetos or something in there, and they'll put a little piece of dessert in there. It's so you can go in at lunch, grab it, take it, and you're good to go. It's like $5.
Not bad.
It's what you want. It's how much you would expect. Camden likes to get them because we get regular old Lunchables all the time. They go, he says, "Hey, look at this one. It's already put together, Dad. Can we get that one?" I say, "Yeah." You know what Camden don't like? Dessert.
But he messes with them little cherry pies, though?
No, he don't mess with them. You know what he done? "Hey, Dad, you want this?" I said, "Of course I do, son. Of course I do. Thank you."
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's probably only like 250 or 300 calories.
I'm betting that it was probably still 500, but it was really good. It was worth it.
You warm it up?
No,
I don't have to, really.
I couldn't make it that far. I was so excited about it.
Man, my kids don't mess with in the what do you call them a while ago?
I don't know what
the kid meals.
Lunchables. Yeah.
My kids don't eat like the Nestle Crunch out of it. I'll get home and they'll be like, "Dad, you want that Nestle Crunch?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I do."
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I've been thinking about that.
I love Lunchables, man. I'll take my kids' Lunchables to work for a little snack, and they get the adult Lunchables, the P3s, the protein that are great, the little ham and almonds, little chocolate clusters. Sometimes they want to get real cute.
Hey, Camden won't eat any sweets, hardly whatsoever. He might chew a piece of chewing gum, but he ain't gonna chew it long, But who really loves every piece of a Lunchable, including the candy or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Eli. Eli's going to eat all of it. Eli's not going to pass up anything. Let me tell you what he did to me the other morning. Every morning before they go to daycare, I get him up and I feed him a banana.
Yeah.
Loves a banana, because I fix Camden. They have an hour drive. I fix Camden some sausage and biscuit to take with him, right? Eli's still a little small. You don't really want to give him something. His car seat's turned backwards, so Kara can't, look in the mirror and just see him, make sure he's fine and whatnot. So you kind of hate to give him something like a sausage to,
choking. Yeah.
So I'd like to give him a banana first thing in the morning. Apparently what happens is I give him all of the banana down into the last inch or so. And then when I take that out, apparently I pop it in my mouth. And the reason I think that is because I pulled that last piece out. Eli gets this look in his eyes of, "Not again. We're not doing this again." He slaps me in the mouth, puts his hand over my mouth, and starts fighting me with that other hand for this piece of banana. And I finally give it to him. He was crying, thinking that I was going to eat that piece of banana.
What an idiot.
And then I gave it to him, and everything was fine. But he's not trusted me with a banana since. Anyway.
You're a real doucher for stealing your 1-year-old's banana.
I wake him up to give him a banana, and apparently I eat the last inch of it all the time.
Doucher.
That's what I do.
So we got a hard decision to make here.
That is. I don't know about it.
I didn't give you the list yet. There's a list.
There's
a list. You're acting like there's a decision to be made. I didn't give you the list yet, kid.
Okay.
Twinkie. Okay.
I thought you called me Twinkie.
You need to write this down?
I can hear them.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope you remember them. I'll say them all. So a Twinkie, a Swiss cake roll.
I love those too.
Cosmic brownie.
Yeah.
Oatmeal pie.
Yeah. Are we talking double or just oatmeal pie?
Man, here's my quick opinion on doubles and all that. Other than double stuffed Oreo, which is life, as we've determined numerous times on this podcast, I don't like the overgrown snack cakes. I don't like the extra ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't like the double.
I don't believe in not eating the double oatmeal pie, though.
I can mess with the double oatmeal pie more than I can others. Now, here's one.
That double fudge one is a lot,
Don't fool with that at all.
It's a lot.
I live and breathe to eat Christmas tree
cakes. Yes.
Lindsay thought
the chocolate ones and the white ones.
Oh, man, I ain't down with the brown. Okay.
I hate them.
I'm whitey.
Uh-huh.
And so here's the deal. Lindsay thought she was doing me the greatest wife service ever this year. She's like, "I know how much you love Christmas tree cakes. I got you the big ones. They're like the size of your head.
Right. They're really big.
And I was like, oh, my God, I don't even know if I want. And then there's just too much. It's just too much.
There's
cream filled.
There's a point of perfection on them that
it really is.
That sometimes it seems like more would be better, but it's not.
It's not. Not with
sometimes you should just eat the second one instead of worrying about getting the double.
I think even the oatmeal pie. Yeah, I'd agree. I'll eat 2 oatmeal pies and normal cream before you. It's just too much cream.
Yeah, I can see where you're at with that. I mean, I get it.
Okay, all right. Zebra cake. Talk about it. Star Crunch.
Yeah.
You know what? Star Crunch can kick rocks.
You know, I like a Star Crunch.
I'll eat it.
But, you know, on the list that you're right now, it's, you know, it's like the last kid picked for basketball.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want him to be the last one all the time, but he is.
It's like Alonzo Mourning of the NBA center.
He's on
Alonzo
crack.
Mourning. Huh?
He's on crack.
Alonzo Mourning never on crack.
I thought Sean Kemp's who I was thinking of.
Sean Kemp.
Yeah.
Love him though.
Yeah.
Alonzo Mourning's a very nice, respectable center.
Okay.
But when you compare it
to Shaq.
Like Shaq is Twinkie, Lakeem Olajuwon is Swiss roll.
Yeah.
You know, you got oatmeal pie that's Bill Russell. Wilt Chamberlain's a zebra cake. Alonzo Mourning's a Star Crunch.
Right.
Like if
he's on the list. He was a center.
You know, he's serviceable.
He filled that spot on the team.
Hell of a job.
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Famer.
Right.
Star Crunch.
Hall of Famer. It's been around.
Enough people like it.
Right.
If you get in a pinch.
You know, sometimes you just don't want a lot of cream. You know, sometimes you just don't want all that.
So a Star Crunch will suffice.
Yeah, right.
But right now it's the first one. I'd be like chocolate cream filled cupcakes.
I'm with you.
Okay. Honey bun and Nutter Butters.
Okay.
Nutter Butters are off my list.
Nutter Butters can kick rocks. It can hold Star Crunch's hand while they both walk off into the sunset.
I like Star Crunch better than Nutter Butter almost.
Yeah. You know, honey buns are okay, right? You know, they've been around forever.
God dang, how can you go wrong?
You can't.
But it's right up there with cherry pies with like 2 billion calories.
Yeah.
You're immediately going to feel like dog shit after you eat honey buns.
But, you know, here's the thing. How many did you say we got? 3?
Yeah.
You know, if there's a honey bun sitting there beside of a Swiss roll, I'm going to go Swiss roll 1,000% of the time. If there's a Christmas tree cake sitting there, 100%, I'm going with the Christmas tree cake as opposed to
Christmas tree cake's not on the list though.
You know,
I brought it up.
What I'm saying is, any of them, it's sitting there beside of any of them.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with the other one as opposed to the honey bun. If the honey bun's sitting there beside the Star Crunch, I'm going to eat a honey bun.
Here's my problem with Swiss roll.
Yeah,
they're dangerous.
Why?
Like they fall apart on you.
Why is that dangerous though?
If you're driving, if you're on the couch, it just collapses. Like the first little bite, just collapses underneath you.
Because you're doing it wrong.
What the hell do you mean I'm doing it wrong? I've been eating Swiss cake rolls longer than you, tough guy.
Hey, if you don't know how to eat a Swiss cake roll and keep it from falling apart, you've been doing it wrong the whole time. You got to unpeel them bitches. You got to start on one side and peel that top layer off, eat the top layer, and then you go in and peel the piece of cake off of it.
I get what you're saying. Maybe I've seen you do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I've done it before.
Could have.
You know, it's like Reese's. Reese's is better than sex.
Every single time.
And you know,
you got your chocolate, my peanut butter. No, you got your peanut butter and my chocolate.
And I love those commercials about how you used to eat your Reese's because I would find a different way to eat a Reese's every time. You know, I like to freeze my Reeseses. Like sometimes when I stop at the gas station in the mornings, I get energy drinks and a sausage and biscuit.
Yeah,
I'll be like, oh, Reese's would be so good right after lunchtime today. So I put it in the work cooler and freeze it. And man, after you eat something, it could be Taco Bell, it could be a ham and cheese loaf sandwich with barbecue Lay's chips. It could be so many combinations of good things, you know.
And you got to have a frozen Reese's.
And even better than that, it's like the frozen Reese's that you forget you put in the freezer on Monday.
Oh, and you find it.
And you find it on Wednesday.
It's like having a little treat.
You think I'm being silly right now.
I'm not being silly.
I love it. I love Reese's more than damn near anything on the face of the planet. And frozen Reese's, it gets my heart. And I like eating around the Reese's.
So you got to eat the edges first.
God dang, man. I'm such a fat guy.
Yes, me too.
So listen, three. Pick 3. Twinkie, Swiss roll. Okay, we've already said Star Crunch.
Off the list.
Out of here like last year. Nutter Butter, off like a prom dress.
So what do we got left?
We got Twinkie, Swiss roll, cosmic brownie, oatmeal pie, zebra cake, honey bun, chocolate filled cream cupcake.
You know that chocolate filled cream cupcake.
Too much.
It's not going to make the list.
Bam. I agree with you. Just don't even talk about it. It's not worth it. If the Star Crunch is Alonzo Mourning, like the cream cupcake, that's like Rick Smith's. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're down to honey bun, zebra cake, oatmeal pie, brownie, Swiss roll, and Twinkie.
Can we just go ahead and agree that the zebra cake's staying?
It's top 3.
Yeah.
Forever, ever.
Yeah. Zebra cake's staying.
You know what else I like as an alternative to zebra cake? The always delicious Easter cakes.
Oh yeah.
You know, when they're just white with the cream in the middle. Okay. Then you got those flamethrowers, son. You got those completely alternative ones that they don't come around all the time, but they're there all the time. Like they're not always on your mind. You might go to the store and they don't have them. You're like, well, okay, I don't even think about them because I'm getting my zebra cakes. Then it's like the chocolate cake with a cream inside.
Like the finger length one though?
No.
Okay.
No, stay with me, baby. They're shaped like a zebra cake, but they're black with white cream, and they got the little chocolate chips on top. Talk to me.
I'm with you.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know. I am.
They're my favorite. I had one last night at 10:15 watching a Stone Cold Steve Austin documentary. I come home from basketball.
What's better than that?
I hadn't had supper last night.
Right.
I played AAU basketball for 2 hours. I came home and I said, Lindsay, did you cook? She goes, no, I thought you'd get something. I said, okay. So like any other grown man, I ate Polish sausage with barbecue Lays at 10 o'clock. Then I said, I'm going to go get one of these chocolate cakes with a what did I say on top?
Chocolate
chips on with the cream. And I said, fat ass, I'm only going to have one because it's 10:15.
No.
My fat ass, I actually lied to myself. Yeah. I took the cake. I took one. I took one out the thing, walked in the living room, ate it watching the Stone Cold Steve Austin A&E documentary, which I highly suggest. Get on Hulu and find, even for you. So then I'm like, I ate that in 22 seconds. And I said,
they're gone. It's like, where'd it go?
Looking at my index finger. I'm back in the kitchen getting the second one saying, lie to yourself some more, kid.
Yeah.
Lie to yourself some more.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it should have been on the list, but it's not on the list.
Right.
I just spent 2 minutes talking about something that wasn't on the list, and I apologize. Who we eliminating? Who eliminates first? I am a very fond supporter of the oatmeal pie.
Oh, yeah. I would say top three. Like, if I was going to go to the store right now and get something, it would be a double stuffed oatmeal cream pie. I say that honey bun's got to get off the list.
Oh, they're so good.
They are, but they're not a top three.
Okay, they may be my top three.
Okay,
we can have a different list.
That's fine.
But we're 2 out of 3 right there together.
What else would be on your 3 though?
Well, Cosmic Brownie's probably going.
Yeah,
Cosmic Brownie's all right. Give me a big, fat, nice, cold thing of milk with some Cosmic Brownie.
I can't drink milk anymore, so I don't really. That's the thing. If I make good 80 brownie, I want some milk.
Congratulations on being 50.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? I got old and lactose intolerant. I can go get a milkshake, and I know that I can't drink them. I'll go get a milkshake, and then a couple hours later, Kara's going, "You don't feel good, do you?" I said, "No, I don't. I don't feel good."
Old as hell.
Yeah.
So I don't. I like a Twinkie, but I don't really care. I mean,
Twinkie. I'm not like. I'm not like Woody Harrelson in Zombieland or anything. I'm not going to track down a Twinkie in the apocalypse or anything.
Yeah. Well, it's a tough one.
So we got the Twinkie, the Swiss cake roll.
The honey bun. You've already marked the honey bun on.
I would say in that list, to me, the Swiss cake roll.
God, it is. I'm not mad at that.
I'm not.
Twinkie is so damn delicious too, though, really. But I could do without it. If somebody just put a gun in my head right now and said, you never have a Twinkie again,
okay.
You're halfway to diabetes anyway, you don't need this Twinkie.
Yeah. If somebody said, you can't ever have one of these again, I'd say, okay.
You win.
You got it, dude.
You Michelle Tanner.
As a matter of fact, okay.
So Swiss roll,
yes.
Despite their sloppiness, but I've been doing it wrong. I got to unfold them.
You got to unroll them, man. They're rolled up for a reason, for you to unroll them.
So our fatness prevails. Zebra cake, oatmeal pie, and the Swiss cake roll are your winners of the 3 snack cakes.
Woohoo!
That being said, what's like the weirdest combination of food you've ever eaten?
Kara says, like, I don't even want to know what you're eating because I'm sure it's weird. Because I want things to be interesting, regardless of what it is. If it's food, I want it to be interesting too. So, like pickles, I'll eat pickles with a lot of stuff.
Most pregnant women do.
Right. I'm not going to eat it with ice cream or anything, but I'll get like a salad going and put some pickles in it.
Ain't bad.
Ron
Slay, former UT Vol, he's been on 104.5 The Zone.
Mm-hmm.
He's been encouraging people to take pickles
and drink the pickle juice.
No, dip them in Kool-Aid.
No,
dip them in the Kool-Aid mix.
Yeah, that's a horrible idea.
People are messing with it though. People are doing it probably just to suck up to Ron Slay, but people are doing it with him.
Yeah, sure. No, I'm not going to do that. But that don't even sound interesting to me.
No,
I'm not into that.
I like a good pickle with my sandwich, and that's about as exciting as I get.
There's not much better than that. I like something that's like sweet and tangy. Like a bread and butter pickle. It's fantastic.
Remember before I got to be an adult and was fat, and I was like 12 and fat? I remember certain points of my life, Lucas. I can't tell you certain points of yesterday. I can't tell you certain points of Monday or Sunday. I can tell you where I was at the first time I ever had this meal, and it changed my life.
Yeah.
And I completely improvised. I was a visionary long before I even knew I was ahead of my game. Me and Van Eric Short were sitting in my living room in my current house when I was a child at 11 years old, watching Billy Madison. When it came out, shampoo, conditioner. And Van Eric was like, I need a snack. And I said, I need a snack too. How you feel about some Hot Pockets?
Oh, yeah.
The pepperoni, that's before Philly cheesesteak came in. It's before all the alternative options. They didn't have lean pockets like my fat ass needed when I was 11, you know? And because
hottest thing, what's weird is the Hot Pocket is literally the hottest thing it's ever been.
But it is, but it ain't. That's why it says, for best results, warm them up one at a time, because you know what you get. You get the one that gives you second-degree mouth burns.
Hottest thing that's ever been, ever.
And the other one looks like it's been
frozen in the middle.
It's frozen. It's completely frozen.
Still frozen.
How does that happen?
But, you know, God forbid you try to warm that one back up again, because it'll pass. It'll completely pass the point of really, really hot. And it'll go way past really, really hot.
How does that happen?
I don't have any idea.
They're in the same microwave, side by side.
Why did that one get all the heat and this one got none of it?
Nothing.
That one didn't get anything. I don't understand. I don't know.
So you want to bite it and you're like, oh, I swear. I'll check the other one. It goes, you damn mouth's burnt.
Yeah. You want to always... No, how many times have you like burnt all the skin off the roof of your mouth?
So many times.
I hate it. I hate it so much. And like all day long, you're just going...
I did it last week. Yeah. You tongue in the top of your mouth, just flicking that little.
There's one piece of skin like hanging down still. And you're like,
that's the first time I ever flicked a piece of skin like it. It was on the top of my mouth.
That's right.
I'd go on to do it very well the rest of my life.
I'll tongue the crap out of that piece of skin.
That one little piece of just flick it. Just flick it. And yeah, man. So but I took it to another level.
Yeah.
I got my Cool Ranch Doritos out. And Van Eric's like, oh, can I have some of them? I was like, hold on. Let me stuff them in my Hot Pocket first. I was a whole nother level of fatness when I was 11 and 12 years old. I could take
shove these in my Hot Pocket.
Dude, I would take it's a game changer, brother. You get like 5.
I love a bologna and cheese sandwich with mayonnaise or salad dressing, whatever, and some chips shoved on that. Oh, shove some chips in that thing, dude. Man. I love it.
Game changer.
Put some chips in it.
You know, and I ain't done that in a hot minute, and I'm thinking about doing it.
Might do it tomorrow.
You know,
I don't have any, but
as anybody knows on this show, I'm a fan of nostalgia.
Right.
There's nothing more nostalgic than going back and
doing some fat kid stuff. I might eat an entire pack of Oreos tomorrow. Only the middles out of them. I might eat only the middles out of them. I remember being like 10 years old, and my mom coming home and going, "Did you eat the centers out of all of the Oreos?" And I went, "Yes, I did."
That was before double stuff was even a thing.
Oh, it's all centers because you gotta eat a couple of them to get enough, you know. But you don't have to eat all of them. But I did.
Man,
surely it wasn't a whole pack, but you know, all of them that were left.
Hey, so I found something on like while we're on this.
There's a lot.
Oh me.
You ever ate so much that somebody looked at you and just blinked, and they just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And they couldn't say anything. Just all of them.
You're making me uncomfortable.
All of them.
Oh man, I found something on while we're on this kick right here. Found something very interesting on Twitter from Zed influencer.
Yeah.
Zambian influencer at Zed influencer. It says people born between 85 and 95 are the most unique people of all time, most unique generation of all time. Here's why. They are in between two generations, the one between the internet and technology took over the generation after. The generation before us was old school and believed in working hard. The generation after us believes in working smart.
Right.
You know, I think that's definitely a thing. Our grandpas, you know, your old Gene Higman, Barry Kennedy, I mean, they put their time in on these farms and got up at the start of the day, worked all day, and these working smart, you got your influencers now.
Yeah.
You got the Catch Me Outside girl who turned 18 and made $1 million in 6 minutes on a OnlyFans account.
Ain't that crazy?
It's trashy and it's sad and it's pathetic and it's bottom of the barrel.
And it's what people like. Ain't that weird?
Shock value. So I'm going to run some things past you. This dude says, We saw it all.
Yeah.
So 85 to 95. You were born in 85. I was born December 83.
And here's the thing. In our backwoods place, that 1985 is like 1980. 1980 does.
Yes. We're all a little behind.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all behind.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm December 83. I'm like, I'm 15 months older than you, something like that. So we've pretty much seen. Now, some of this I didn't remember. So radio and TV. So we're old enough.
I remember radio.
Radio. Who needs a radio? So the difference being, like, I think. Well, let me read this whole paragraph first. Radio, TV, Mario, WAP trick.
Say that again. What is that?
WAP trick. I don't know.
You know, we talked about this the other day, and so
only tricks I know is off the Trick Daddy album. Okay, I don't recognize that.
Free games, it says.
Nokia, Nintendo 64, Samsung, iPhone, PS4, tape, CD, DVD, Mix It, MiG-32, Netflix, Snapchat, emojis, and virtual reality.
I don't know what Mix It is either. Oh, iCloud. And then MiG-32.
Yeah.
Apparently an airplane.
Okay, we'll just completely overlook those.
Yeah.
Let's dig into this. Radio, what's your first like how do you correlate radio with remembering?
And now you know the rest of the story.
That's Paul Harvey.
All day long.
Right.
Paul Harvey. These kids today have never heard a story that Paul Harvey could like wrap you up in a story and you could not get away from that radio. You want to come back and hear that. And then Casey Kasem doing the top 40.
Yeah, Casey Kasem.
Man, I loved it.
Chase.
Hey, I tell you what, who remembers when 103.3 WKDF was the rock station?
I still see the bumper stickers for people.
Billy Fraley drove a little Toyota, whatever those little Toyota trucks were.
Little blue one.
Yeah, little 1980s truck that had a 103.3 WKDF sticker on it.
WKDF. I remember my sister, she done it more than I did. Like you had to be on point when Casey Kasem or the
with the two deck.
With the 2 day. Well, who was the guy that done the country countdown? Casey Kasem done more like pop music.
Yeah, he was top 40s.
It was the Chase. God dang, it was.
Chase in the weekly top 40.
Yeah, it was the man and a woman that done the TV show.
I know what you're talking about. I can't say it. Let me put it in. Rick D's weekly top 40. Is that who you're trying to say?
No, it's a man and a woman. I could see him. He had the perfect stash. Chase. Type in Chase. Man,
it's probably because I put in weekly. Weekly top 40.
It's a man and a woman. I see their faces right now.
It ain't Crook and Chase, is it?
Crook and Chase? Yes, it is.
Crook and Chase countdown.
Let's see about them.
I can't internet.
Oh my word! This is probably it's probably irrelevant, but that's just it's on my mind now.
National charts, it is.
There they are, baby. What's their real
Cook
name?
And Chase.
Lorianne Cook and Charlie Chase.
Mm-hmm.
I would have not said Charlie. You could have given me till midnight tonight.
And Charlie wasn't coming out.
It just was Chase though. I had him right. But they done stuff on the radio. So my sister would get so pissed if she missed it because they'd say, coming back on the countdown, and they would kind of preface it by saying, Alan Jackson got number one on
and
the
they
chart.
talk into it. How many times did they talk into it and you mess it up?
Then my sister had to hit record. And that was how you had tapes back then. If you didn't want to, that was your bootleg. That was your mix CDs.
That's your mixtapes. Oh, do you remember? Did you make mixtapes like that? Like were
CDs?
Like on tapes, actual tape deck tapes.
My sister did. I didn't.
I did. I had. You remember that radio that we had at West 3rd Street? I had the radio and speakers and everything. That had had dual tape decks, and I got that specifically for the fact it had 2 tape decks. And there'd be a tape in there for a week, and I'd come home from school, and I'd hear a song, and I'd sit there and wait, and I'd record it, and I knew which one I wanted next.
That's it, man.
And I'd wait until I could record the next one. I had a specific order I wanted to play it in. And you only got, you could put put a couple hours on a CD, you know, but you only got like 35, 45 minutes or something on a tape. You know?
So that's changed dramatically. Radio is just an afterthought because everybody gets in their vehicle and they've got XM radio or they've got auxiliary or whatever.
Bluetooth
they're listening
or something,
Bluetooth, where they're listening to podcast. None better than the One Lane Road podcast that you can find everywhere on any streaming service. And then TV. So TV. When my first recollection of a television,
Gilligan's Island,
was one of the big tube TVs. You
remember how big those TVs used to be? When you found somebody that had a big screen TV back in the day?
Not even big screen, brother. I'm talking about the ones that I was the remote control.
Oh, yeah. Come in here. Change this channel for me.
Yeah, change it. You had to change it. And look here, if they broke in your house, they was taking everything but your TV. Ain't nobody hauling that thing out.
Now they grab TV. Leave everything else.
TV, you can get a 65-inch that weighs
about
$300. Yeah, for $300 and it weighs 5 pounds.
Yeah, it weighs as much as the remote controls actually did for the old ones.
Yeah. I mean, I remember like legit. If I wanted to turn it from Ninja Turtles to primetime wrestling, I had to get up and click on the TV tube on the big square tube. It was like had wheels on it on the floor down Emma Bell's house.
Yeah.
Now you're talking like you say. I remember a TV I bought. Almost $1,000 flat screen TV in 2004.
30 inches.
You know, yeah. And it's you're talking that much money. Now you can go on Black Friday and get a 70-inch for $200.
You know, do you remember those big like cases too? Like they would put them in nice big wooden cases because they had tubes in them. You know, they had to have a bunch of stuff in them inside of them to make them go, and it all needed room. They were so big, and no screen whatsoever.
No, I still remember. I'm like in my mind visualizing at Emma Bell's when I grew up in the big white house down there in North Springs. I remember I was looking at this TV. I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see it with a big wood all around it.
Yeah.
With a little tube.
I loved it.
While my sister
I'm
said,
gonna go
he's already
back
watched wrestling 18 hours this week.
What?
Mario changed the game, baby.
Loved Mario. I never was good at it, though.
I sucked.
I was horrible at it.
Sucked.
You know, you'd find one guy at school that'd be like, oh, did you see, on level 32, when you get to this part.
I'm on 3.2.
You jump through that wormhole. I'll be like, oh, yeah.
Like I'm on level 3 on the second phase.
Hey, but, when you get back, how did you get over the turtle? Back to the other one.
Turtles, man. What about the little dudes, the little ninja dudes that was throwing them the
boomerangs and stuff at you? Yeah.
My sister was a badass at Mario. What happened was, and I've told this story on the podcast before, for any of you new listeners or anybody with a memory like mine that don't remember it, I said, sis, let me play. Vivian's 9 years older than me. I said, Vivian, let me play. She goes, when I die again, and she died. And I said, Vivian, when you die, can I play? I said, the castle. I can beat the castle, all 6. My bravado, like I was trying to beat the castle, knowing I couldn't even get a big man without losing it before I got firepower.
Right.
And then all of a sudden,
God forbid you get the squirrel suit.
Don't even know nothing about that. That was episode 2. That was part 2.
Oh, okay, right.
Part 2. This is back in this is the OG Mario 1. They come with the Nintendo with the track dance and the duck hunt. I'll F with some duck hunt right now.
I'll shoot that dog all day long.
I love that game.
He goes,
talking that crap.
Dog.
I hated
Get
that
out
dog.
of here.
Get out of here.
I'm gonna shoot you next time you pop up.
So I said, sis, next time. Sounds just like it. I said, sis, next time. She goes, hold one more. They didn't have a memory card back then. So I said, boom, power button. I said, you died.
Do it again.
I was eating ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, and she took that whole steaming ass bowl of 1, 2, 3s. I had a 7 running down my face, had a B on my chest,
and tears in your eyes.
Mama beat the brakes off of her.
Yeah,
I started crying because I was a baby, son. And Vivian, she was much bigger than Mama, but Mama come in there meaning that spivey business, She said, God, Vivian cussed her out, called her everything but a white kid, had her down on the ground begging for her life.
Yeah.
And the story escalated as through the years. We told people that Mama had the kitchen chair on her throat, hit her with a kitchen pan, and everything else. But I got to play because I was the baby.
It's your turn now.
I was the baby. That's what Waylon's having to go through with Baelish. Baelish throws his little fit, and Waylon's like, whatever. Then we give in. That was my Mario story. Mess with me, and Vivian just let me have the remote one time.
Just once.
But who got the worst end of it?
You did. I
had
the only thing near as hot as a hot pocket can be is a bowl of 1, 2, 3s.
Fresh out the microwave.
They're the hottest thing that's ever happened.
Living with my grandma, she was so perfect, she probably put them on the stove for me. They probably wasn't even microwaved.
Yeah. Yeah.
God dang.
So hot.
See a scar above my right eye?
That's it.
It came from a bee.
I love Nintendo.
Nokia.
I remember Ghostbusters too. By the way, Nokias are still around.
Really?
They're coming back, I think.
Well, everything is.
Everything old is new again. My first phone was a Nokia. However, everybody's that's our age, their first phone was a Nokia.
My first telephone was a Nokia.
Which one did you have?
Just the Nokia. It was black and had a little antenna and it played Snake, and I was afraid to text message. I was like, no, I ain't text messaging. You don't text message me.
Look like that one right there. The 33.
Click on that.
10 original.
Click on that hoe.
Let me go down a little bit.
I think it's that one. The one that's 99, not 79. I got my.
Oh, it had the antenna on it. That's right. This one don't even have an antenna on it. Remember when the antenna used to mean something?
No, can you click on it so I can see?
And this one right here?
Yes, please. I said it so aggressively, I didn't mean to.
The 5180.
So I don't know. Well, I don't remember obviously I don't remember the number.
Look at that. It's got the antenna on it. You know how I know this is not. Well, it could be. Maybe I'm remembering wrong.
I think that.
Was the stationary antenna before the antennas that pulled out?
Mine was like that.
Okay.
Mine was like that. But that says 2000. So I didn't get my first cell phone until 2002 or 3. It was the summer after my first year of college.
Oh, hell, I had one.
I just refused, man. I refused. But you know how I thought I was big pimping? I went to, it was Eloquy back then, right? US Cellular now, so I'm with US Cellular again. But I went to Clint Fraley took me. Like I was with Clint Fraley when I bought it. And I got out with a girl from Tompkinsville that night. And we double dated with another couple in Tompkinsville, and she was like, I like your cell phone. I was like, just got it today.
Yeah.
Because she was younger than me. She was a couple years younger than me. So that was something like I thought I was on something.
Yeah.
You know, I thought
I was on one. Well, see, my first phone was older than those.
She's like, can you get text? And I was like, after 9, if you don't care. Because mama, she,
if you remember.
Free nights and weekends, man.
I would say, there you go. That's what I was about to say. If you remember, there was a time where it was free. But it wasn't always free. Sometimes you had to wait.
Yeah. Let a girl call me at 8:47.
Yeah.
I'll send that one text I could send a month and say, please call me back in 13 minutes.
Yeah. In a minute. I'll talk in a few minutes.
13.
Yeah.
9 o'clock, it's happening. That's why we were always up so late because our phone calls.
I forgot about free nights and weekends.
It's a thing, man. Kids don't even know.
Don't even know that you couldn't always text all you wanted.
No, you couldn't text. You couldn't text a paragraph to.
Oh yeah.
Pissed off at somebody, boy. You can't do that.
Yeah, you clicking through.
Instead of sending a paragraph with your frustrations.
Hey, what up?
I'm pissed.
Yeah.
We need to talk. Now it's like
now you can send boobs, but back then you had to send 8008.
Yeah. Oh man, Nokias. The Nintendo 64. I never messed with it.
I didn't have one. Like
the only time we had one was out Cheryl's.
That's what I say. I never played it. They had GoldenEye out there,
dude.
But they were so good at GoldenEye before, like they had played so much before I ever saw. Like, oh hey, y'all are playing that game.
I think I stepped up my socializing game at Cheryl's, and when we meet Cheryl, it was a house out here in a neighboring little community, and it was Cheryl and David Dyer, and they had a little like hangout area at their house,
game room,
a little community, like a little community.
It wasn't a community center.
It wasn't a community center, but it was like a little building, and people of all ages, mostly teenagers and a little older, would kind of hang out there,
play pool,
play volleyball,
ping pong.
play cards, ping pong. In their house, they had
a video game or two.
They had video games, and they had they'd get together, let people watch wrestling, pay-per-views, because that was hot at the time.
Yeah.
That's who Cheryl made. I give Cheryl $5 a time so many times to burn me CDs, and we'll get to CDs.
Oh yeah, CDs.
But I agree with you, Lucas, because I'm still bad at pool to this day because I never played at Cheryl's because I had a complex because
they're so good.
Don was out here behind the back.
Don is so good at pool.
James Hatcher was out there. So many people were good. I'm like, no. Then I get out there. I'm like, I'll mess with some Nintendo 64, but they got on that GoldenEye. They were on that Tiger Woods Golf.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I was no good. So I never fooled with Nintendo 64.
But I was playing a game this weekend and thought about you. Had there been an air hockey table out there, you'd have messed some people up.
I was good.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I was Camden and I were playing some air hockey at Slice in Cookville. And I was thinking, hey, if Dustin was here, he wouldn't take it as easy on Camden, is what I'm thinking.
No, I'd put him down.
Yeah.
I'd leave him with the complex.
Yeah. Or he'd be like, I'm never going to play air hockey again.
I'm terrible at it now when we play.
Oh, really?
Waylon waxes me.
Yeah.
No, Sega Genesis was my jam.
That was
many hours of Sega Genesis NBA jams.
Super Nintendo. I was put a lot of time in that. F-Zero was a racing game. I was always about the racing game. I absolutely loved F-Zero.
Samsung is non-existent to everybody with any common sense, right? Nobody had Samsung. You ever had a Samsung?
Samsung what?
I don't know. I guess the next option is iPhone.
Oh, you mean a phone? Samsung phone? I've never had a Samsung phone. I didn't even know Samsung made phones.
I don't know. What does Jason them have? Not Samsung. Samsung has phones.
Oh yeah, no, I did have a Samsung. Right until I swapped over to because I was carrying an iPod and a phone. You know, I run Samsung phones for a long time.
You run them screens.
Galaxy, yeah, Samsung Galaxy. Yeah, I did. I didn't use them. I don't remember anything.
What does Jason them have where he swears
Android?
Yeah,
you know, and Android's on every operating system.
I'd rather be Canadian. Never have an Android. I'd rather have a stupid accent, live in a shitty country than ever own an Android.
Yeah,
it's the dumbest thing ever.
Stupid Canadians. You know, having your Android phones.
Yeah, well, or Jace Fraley. You know, iPhone. Remember that first iPhone you got? What year it was?
See, I didn't have an iPhone until like an iPhone. Like 7 or 8, something like that. I think
I've had them all.
You know, I used every phone except an iPhone for a long time. But I'll tell you what I did buy was one of those iPods. You remember how big the iPod was? It was like maybe 3.5 inches tall, but it was an inch thick when you got like all the memory. It holds 68 songs.
I bought it on iPod at Walmart for $250.
Oh, yeah.
And that had, I thought I put every song I ever known at the time in 2006 on that thing.
Yeah. You could get 256 songs on it.
Yeah.
You know, it is
$1 a song.
You know, you thought, I'll never have to have
anything else.
This is all I'll ever need.
Yeah.
And now you can they don't even say this will hold this many songs anymore because it'll hold all of them.
Yeah.
How many will it hold all of them?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You know, you're never going to have this much music.
I owned so many different cell phones.
Yeah.
I probably had 10 or 12 variations of different cell phones. And the iPhone came out, I was like, I'm not paying them an extra $30 a month. Cell phones are already stupid.
I ain't doing it.
I'm not doing it. Then a kid named TJ Pendergrass, Teddy's nephew, Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah.
It's not true. Teddy's a soul singer.
Okay.
TJ just old.
Okay, I would have believed you.
Country boy, white man from Rickman. He come in, and all of us older dudes at Tutco were like, "Oh my god, I got to get one of these." Like we played on his at lunch one day. I was like, "I'm going to get an iPhone today."
Yeah, this is the last time I'll ever not have one.
Anything. I've always been a PlayStation guy. We've got all 5 versions. Yeah. All 5 versions.
See, I stopped at 3.
3.
I have a. No, hold on.
3 might have been the best in my opinion. I loved the PlayStation. No, PlayStation 2 is what I had in college.
Well, maybe that's what I've got, too.
NBA Live 2003 on that thing.
I may have a PlayStation. Which one did Blu-ray?
I think 3 started Blu-ray.
Okay, I bought a PS3 so that I could watch Blu-rays, and I'd gotten a TV. Whenever I graduated and I got a job, I got a bigger TV, and I also got a PS3 so that I could watch Blu-rays on that TV because it could do that. But I never really played a lot of games on it.
I didn't. NBA. Yeah. I never even fooled with NFL. It was all NBA back then.
Jason Brewer and I used to play ATV Off-Road Fury.
Hated those games.
All the time. We played it all the time.
I liked snowboarding. Remember that? Yeah. I didn't like it, but it was like when I first
could play.
When I first got my PlayStation 1.
It come with one.
It came with a demo disc. Yeah. That was snowboarding, or whatever it was. And it was like I was terrible at it. You know the first PlayStation that I got, maybe it was the Sega. I was thinking about you again the other day. Come with Shaq Fu. Oh,
it was Sega. It had to have been Sega.
God dang, legendary.
It come with a copy of Shaq Fu and a copy of The Lion King. Played time out of both of them.
Shaq Fu made a comeback on PS4 a couple years ago.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't buy it. Nothing like the original.
I wouldn't think so.
Shaq Fu was terrible.
You know, it was good. He could transform into something.
They all did. It seemed like it was okay. Right. You know, it was okay. But
I love the sound effects. You know, there's a feeling of those old sound effects. You know, like Street Fighter and then games like that. Just the way the sound effects sounded just puts you in a feeling. You know, I don't know what that feeling is. It's a feeling of the '90s and ignorance and and low fidelity and
corniness.
You know, I love it. I love that. ignorant feeling.
Did you say fidelity or fertility?
Well, both.
I didn't know.
Low fidelity.
PS2, how responsible I was with money. The excess money I had from my financial aid
Yeah. Went and bought a
at Tech instead
PS2.
instead of keeping money for my semester, I went and bought a PS2 with
Well, there you go.
NBA Live. It was a lot of times tapes, CDs. So we kind of covered. Well, I guess they're meaning like videotapes.
Yeah, videotapes, VHS tapes, right?
You know, and
I worked at a video store. I rented VHS tapes out and had to rewind them. People rewind your damn tapes. You know? Well, I'm gonna charge you 50 cents. I'm put 50 cents charge on your account.
and that was my biggest fear in life was getting my ass
Jack
busted by-
Earl did not rewind his damn porn movie again.
Oh man, did y'all rent porn over there?
There was like, you know, he didn't have a bunch of them, but there was a section that had like 25 movies that were in the black cases that didn't have any fronts on them, that just had the name on it.
Well, you know you're getting. What do you know you're getting then if you
Yeah,
just have the title?
It'd be like, hey, can I see your book? Because there was a little
Number.
folder.
Okay.
You know, it was a little
I got
folder,
you.
and you handed them the folder, and they flipped through, say, give me 13. You reach up and get 13.
Nothing wrong with a 9-year-old giving an old dude a porn book. To
You know,
check for.
sometime I thought, wonder what them are.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
So I was in a similar situation when Daddy had the store. He rented movies,
Oh, okay.
and
Did you have the rewinder? Have a rewinder sitting there?
no, man, we didn't. You know, we wouldn't. You know, we wouldn't about that life in North Springs. You know, we'd just be glad if people brought them back.
Right.
You know, somebody,
Yeah.
hey, you know,
Yeah.
it's a bonus point if somebody actually brings their tapes back to Rick's Market.
Right.
So he had them black cases too.
Yeah.
The thing was, I saw the boxes.
When it before they made it into the black
You know,
case.
I'd been real insecure had I known what was up when I was 7.
Right.
You know, 8 years old.
Right.
I saw them boxes and I
Yeah.
thought, wow.
Yeah. What's that?
He kept them underneath the sandwich slicer.
Well,
That's
that's where they're at.
They was under the counter.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, man, what a salami.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of salami
What
there.
is that? My God.
Yeah, what
Why
is
is that lady talking into the microphone like that for?
My goodness, right?
My goodness.
So I watched if it was on Coliseum home video with WWF, son, I used to rent from y'all in Red Bull, and I remember getting WrestleMania 3 to this day.
Man, looking back, we had UFC 1. We had a copy of UFC 1.
Yeah, well, there you go.
There you go.
CDs, like we talked about. I had everything.
Loved them.
I had so
I made the time out of CDs.
if there was a pop culture song that was popular, because I didn't fool with country music when I was a kid, it was pop culture stuff. So I had like my first handful of CDs was anything and everything. I had Oasis, Nirvana. I had a Boys to Men CD. Justin Wells says it's okay to be a Boys to Men fan. I'm
Yeah.
okay with being a Boys to Men. I had Alanis Morissette. I had all kinds of weird stuff. If they were on the MTV Music Awards in 96, 97, I had the CD probably.
Hey, what was the very first song you ever downloaded? You didn't do the computer thing though, where you made CDs for a long time, did you?
Nah, Cheryl made them. I didn't want my computer having
Viruses.
AIDS.
You didn't do Napster and all that, did you?
No,
I did. I had thousands of songs after I realized what she was doing. I was like, hell, I can do that.
Yeah.
You know. So I got Napster and I downloaded all those songs.
Hey, Mom, will you care to spend $5,000 on a computer for me so I can put AIDS on it?
You know what the very first song? This is so embarrassing. You know what the very first song that I ever downloaded was?
No, I'd love to hear it. I don't even have a guess.
I can't even say the name of the song right now.
Who sung it?
Macy Gray. I Try by Macy Gray. 1999, I Try. That's the very first song I downloaded.
Well, that's pretty bad, Lucas.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be honest with you. That's pretty pathetic.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it sounds like.
You don't remember that?
Well,
I try to say goodbye and I choke.
I don't need you to click on it.
Yeah. It was awful. 1999. I do not know. Whoever happened to be sitting there beside of me the first time I ever got Napster turned on recognized that song. And I was like, well, hey, let's try to download it. And that's what I did. And I don't know why. I guess it's just because it was such a seminal moment. That's awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just,
But I mean, I had a Madonna CD.
I never had that.
But you know why? You know why I had a Madonna CD?
Why?
Because I was one of them idiots. They got suckered into Columbia House.
No.
Where you
You got to send them back or they're going to charge you.
It was one of those deals where you get, you get 13 CDs for 68 cents,
$6,
whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then they don't give you the best selection, so you got like 7 that you're really proud of. Then you're like, oh crap, I got to pick 6 more of these.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I know who Madonna is. I don't even know what song would have been on a Madonna album back then.
How did they make money? That they didn't. That's why they're not around anymore.
No, they did make money because the next time you had to buy 6 within a year, and they were $47 a piece.
That's
after
right.
or whatever.
Right.
It was some inflated number where CDs were like, what, $10 then?
Yeah.
You son, you're
trying to get that second round though.
Yeah, you get 13 for $6, then bam. You want Death Row's Greatest Hits? That's actually $85.
That's a lot. That's too much. We're gonna get you.
And then they started doing DVDs when those became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I ordered all kinds from. I think the statute of limitations has probably been lifted long enough to know that there was some dude that was getting mail in my first apartment in Cookeville. Ordered Van Wilder on his name. I was like, let's try this out, man. Let's just ruin somebody's credit at this age.
Yeah.
So I ordered Van Wilder and American Pie 2.
How many AOL CDs did you have where you had free minutes? How many free minutes did you have of AOL?
I
never did that?
I never owned a computer when I was at home.
Oh, I got you.
You wonder why I failed college? I went to college even without a computer.
I got you.
I never made it to the library unless it was the one over next to Woolly Bullies.
This is the first one you've ever seen right here, isn't it?
I don't even know how to turn it on.
Right.
Huh. I'd go over to my grandpa's and hit that dial-up, son.
Ooh,
just to get on
that was so slow.
Just to read dirt sheet wrestling news.
There you go.
My life is friggin' pathetic. So we talked about the CDs where you mixed them.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing better than hitting up I remember CDs that would have like Jay-Z, Ja Rule, DMX, because we were in the rap music back then, like 2001. It was DMX, Ja
Pretty
Rule,
gangster.
Jay-Z,
Tupac.
Eminem, Biggie. Then we'd have then you'd have just your crazy stuff. Then you started getting in. I started hanging out with the Cragged Brothers, so I'd mix in that Waylon and Hank and.
I'd have Monster Magnet and Rob Zombie and Mudvayne and Slipknot and everybody else on there too.
Yeah, I love to find
Metallica,
those CDs.
yeah.
Wouldn't you just love to find one of those CDs and put it in?
But here's the thing, they took up so much room. You remember CD towers?
CD towers and your booklets.
Oh God, just throw them away. You know what I did to all my CDs? I threw every one of them away.
I can't make myself do it.
I threw them all away. Mine's already gone. They've been gone. You know how I am.
Yeah,
I threw them all away already.
Here's what I've got. I've got 2 big tubs full of DVDs because every week in college I'd go through and buy me something at Quick Cash Pawn Shop.
Right.
Oh, waiting is $2.50. Yeah, let me get that. So then I've got a tub of CDs. Those are annoying enough. But one day my dad said, "I've got all these cassette tapes. He's Hank Jr., George Jones, blah blah blah." And I was like,
"Now you have them."
I'm like, "Well, I've started buying vinyl again. I've got probably 70 or 80 vinyl records. Cassettes may make a run. Nothing more annoying than when you got the speakers in the Mustang and you're trying to hit that down on in front of Melvin's. You got to get that tape exact spot.
You know what the thing is though? I've never heard a cassette tape skip. It might shoot every single bit of the tape out of the deck, and the heads may eat the entire tape.
The thing is, you always kept your number 2 pencil in your car from that cassette.
I'll wind that bitch right back.
Yeah,
I've never heard it skip once.
No, I never, ever.
Yeah.
So more modern stuff, Netflix. Everybody's got Netflix.
Yeah, now, but. It used to be a mail service. They would send it to you in the mail. That's what Columbia House wanted to be,
Yeah.
And I never did that, but I know people that would.
I was scared to do it.
I didn't know. I didn't know
what the return was.
I
thought it was a scam.
I did too.
Now Netflix, look.
I always thought Columbia House, whenever I seen Netflix, Columbia House was what I thought.
How far ahead of the game was Netflix?
The farthest ahead of the game.
Because Netflix has spawned out Hulu, Paramount Network, Peacock Network,
Disney Plus,
Netflix, Sling TV, like all these. Direct TV's got an app.
By the way, did you watch the Blockbuster documentary?
I've got it.
It's so good.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
I won't spoil it for anybody, but if anybody thinks that Netflix put Blockbuster out of business, watch that. You're wrong. It's not what happened.
I can't wait to see it.
It was very, very interesting. They went into a situation where they had a shitload of money. Blockbuster was like, a lot of businesses will get cash poor and, it'll ride their business into the ground. They were sitting with a money in the bank.
Huh.
And a CEO made a bad decision and screwed it up.
Wow.
It's very interesting.
All right. Snapchat.
I didn't do it.
Okay, so when it started about 10 years ago, or 9, 10 years ago, whatever, it was meant for bad stuff. You talk about BOOB earlier. It was a very where else you going to go where your conversation with somebody disappears in 10 seconds?
Right. Why else would you need something to come?
At first, it was just pictures.
Right.
It was just pictures. Now you got the texting option along with time. But why else you going to have something that disappears within 10 seconds? Right. What are you sending? What are you sending that you can't send a picture of and keep on your mobile device, But it's just morphed into something where, don't get me wrong, that stuff probably still goes down, but it's a texting option. I've never been so mad in my life. James Hatcher, one time we were riding around, went to Domer's, and he was single at the time, and we met somebody that he'd been trying to get a hold, he was wanting to holler at, and he's like, "Oh, there was so and so. I need to get up with her." So I was like, "What are you doing?" He goes, I'm sending her a Snapchat. I said, "She's right there. I still see her in my rear view, man. Call
Turn
her.
around.
Call her.
Yeah. Holler at her.
Text her. Something before we lose service." He goes, "I'll send a Snapchat." And he's one of the few. No, he don't always. Me and James will text. But if he does it first, there's about 5 people that will Snapchat text me. I'm like, "Fool, you got my phone number."
Yeah, just regular text me.
Yeah. Just text me. What are we hiding?
Yeah.
What are we hiding right now, fellow man?
What year is this?
Fellow man.
Yeah.
Are you 14? I'm not.
Yeah. If you're going to send me a day pic, send it.
Well, I don't asking for all that. Yeah. But if you're going to text me when you got my phone number, text me. I don't want to text. I don't want to Snapchat text a 35-year-old man, 33-year-old man. Yeah. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, and it's also my kids like to get on it. Bayless likes to get on it and do the filters.
That's where filters came from.
Yeah. Emojis.
Yeah. They were called, they're emojis now. Whenever they first come out, they were emoticons.
No, really?
Years ago.
So emojis to me, if you go into your text settings or text conversations and you hit the emoji thing, and your most frequently used ones, says a lot about a man. Okay.
Yeah, if you have frequently used ones, it does say a lot about you.
Well,
hey, here's the thing. Do you remember when semicolon parenthesis was the emoticons? How you sent a smiley face winking was you sent.
Yeah.
You sent that.
Yeah. I mean, I use them occasionally. I don't use anything.
Yeah.
Over the top.
Here's the other thing. -sign / or -sign / underscore /. Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what you used to have to do.
You lost me there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I use them most time laughing faces.
Yeah.
Something like that. So that's a good little cool look at memory lane there from 85 to 95.
Boy, things changed a lot in that amount of time, didn't they?
Absolutely.
I remember my great great aunt, I think. I don't know, she was 100 and something. She was like 102 or 104 whenever she taught me this. She taught me how to spell Mississippi. She had been a school teacher, was a school teacher in a point in time where she had to ride a horse to school to teach down here in Hermitage Springs, And she had been retired for like 60 years by the time she was teaching me to spell Mississippi. And she would tell me about the things she had saw come and go, And in that period of time, a lot happened, right?
Right.
So much more has happened in the last 20 years than what she had ever saw.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
I'm working on a thing with my grandpa where I'm going to sit him down and talk about North Springs and how he bought the farm from his dad and grandpa. That farm's been in our family since 1883.
Right.
So my goal, I'm working with Zach Pennington and talking to my grandpa into this, is sitting down, maybe having a
cold beer and a recorder,
Crown and Coke, and sitting there and say, "Hey, man, let's talk about North," because he's just got such a bevy of just so knowledgeable. And he's like, there was a car lot in North Springs in the 60s.
I tell you what you can do: get a Tascam recorder, set it in between you, start asking questions, and just don't even worry about it. Just let it roll.
So I interviewed my great grandmother for a school project when I was in 6th grade, and it's on VHS tape, and it's got to get made. But that's what we did to talk about her childhood, how things changed when she was born in 1891. You know, and so that's interesting. So it's kind of the same deal. I want to sit him.
How old was she when she passed?
She died at 105 years old.
That's a lot.
She died in 1997. She would have been 106 if she lived her birthday. So yeah, I interviewed her in 1996.
I didn't realize you had somebody in your family that made it that far. The woman I was talking about lived until 1999. Almost got to see the turn of the century. Born in 1889, and lived until 1899 or 1999.
Okay, that's just it's unbelievable
Yeah,
to think
it's
about
crazy.
that. So yeah, it's my goal just to sit with him and just shoot the shit and talk about, hey, well, I want us to be able to talk about this family farm and see when he bought it, what it was like, what's the story on it, how he grew up on it, my dad grew up on it, all this. But I also want to take Zach out to do some footage, some drone footage and everything kind of cover. I think it'd be really neat.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll talk about it some other time. I've been thinking about getting us a recorder so you can, like, when you go to do things anyway, like you could do, if you wanted to record something like at some event that you went to, you'd be able to do that. That would be a good thing to do.
That'd be cool. Look at it sometime. So a little melancholy thing to end it on. There was some terrible
bad news
happening yesterday in Jackson County, and we really don't end shows on this very much, but it's just heavy.
You know, there's never a good place to put it anyway. So
yeah, if you don't want to set the tone right off the first of the podcast from it, but I got a buddy and some friends that are really hurting right now, and I just so a young lady, 31 years old, from Jackson County, Caitlin Meadows Jones, passed away in an automobile accident yesterday. You just hate it for everybody involved.
Young kid, 3-year-old.
Yeah, it's just when you think
the kid is fine. I didn't mean to throw that in there. The kid, her child is fine. She had a young child. Was what I was going for.
So when I was on the way to work yesterday, I met a bunch of, ambulance and stuff like that, and you wonder, but you don't think too much about it. Then my wife texted me and told me the news, and here's the deal: there's a lot of people much, much, much closer to that situation than me, and I know they're hurting, and I hurt for them. You look on Facebook right now, and everybody's profile picture has changed to Caitlin. I've known Caitlin for about 10 years. I wasn't super. We'd see each other at the same events. I honestly don't even know how I met her.
Right.
And it wasn't until she got with her husband now that I got to knowing her. And she was always the same. It seems like whenever you seen her, she was always real personable, a big cut up. I always like to say, "Hey, where's your better half at?"
Right.
And she just they would always come on 4-wheeler rides, and we've me and Lindsay's hung out with them at times. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like we were always super close.
Right.
They came to Bayless's birthday party just a handful of 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I'd always say, "I'm going to take your old man out. We're going, we're going to steal your old man for a while." And she'd say, "Well, I can come too, or whatever." And one thing about her family, real quick, I know it's almost comparable to the Fraley family. When you see the Fraley family, and you see them.
You don't see one of them.
You see a group. And the Meadows family, her mom's a very nice lady. Her dad I knew through Tutco as a FedEx driver before I even knew the family. But you look at that family, and you just got to admire something that's that close, as a close-knit unit, right? And I know I can't imagine what they're going through, because she's got 2 brothers, and you look at them when they go on vacation or anything, and it's always, Caitlin, Adam, Sutton, and then her 2 brothers, their significant others, her cousins, their significant others, her mom, dad. It's like a group of 15. It's kind of like the Fraleys when they go 15, 20 deep everywhere they go. And, man, it just really rocked a lot of people in Jackson County. She was a school teacher, and kids love her. Like I said, you just see all the love that she's getting on Facebook. And I just, when I think about Adam Jones, and, he may never hear this. I don't know. I know he listens to our podcast. And I don't know the words to tell him right now. But I will say this about Adam Jones, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. When I talk about people that He's one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
Right.
I've known him less time than I had her.
Mm-hmm.
I've known him probably for 7, 8, 9, I don't know, 8 years. You don't always remember when you meet people.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you this. The next time I hear a bad word about Adam Jones will be the first time
Right.
I've ever heard anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's just even keel. He's a nice guy. One of these guys do anything for you. We've hung out numerous times. He's come to, almost all my concerts, all of our shows that we've had. And I just hurt,
well, it just breaks your heart, It breaks your heart for him, breaks your heart for her family, breaks your heart for the child. It's so easy to empathize with, as a parent, it just breaks your heart. And she's so young too,
I just,
tragedy.
When I look at the family, I hurt for all them.
Right.
Like I said, for her. But right now, I think about Adam, and there's a lot of guys that's closer to Adam than I am.
Right.
But he's been so good to me in the time that I've gotten to know him, and I just he's going to need a lot of help from a lot of people. And their little girl's just a funny little firecracker. She's went to daycare with Bayless and with Jack, and she just always get tickled when Lindsay comes home and tells me something that their little girl has said on. Jack's pinched me today, or Bayless has gotten on my nerves, and just funny, and it's kind of the personality she took. Just sad. That's the best thing about tragedies when you happen in little towns. We know everybody in Jackson County is going to have that family's back, and they're going to need it. And I just I don't know the right words to say, but just everybody's hurting for them right now, and I just I think it's maybe this ain't the right place to say something that I just think that everybody's really going to support that family. They're just really good people, and they're going to need a hell of a lot of, all the good
support and thoughts and prayers. And
she was a really cool girl that was always nice to me, always cut up with, her and Lindsay would always talk at the babysitter. And I just don't think you get much better than Adam Jones, and I just my heart's hurting for him a little bit, and the entire family. So I just want to say that before we got out of here.
Well, all right, everybody. Be safe, and we love you. We'll talk to you. Talk to you next week.
See you guys.